اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. إنا هديناه السبيل إما شاكرا وإما كفورا. إنا هديناه السبيل إما شاكرا وإما كفورا. إنا أعتدنا للكافرين سلاسل وأغلالا وسعيرا. إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كفورا عينا يشرب بها عباد الله. عينا يشرب بها عباد الله يفجرونها تفجيرا. يوفون بالنذر يوفون بالنذر ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطيرا يوفون بالنذر ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطيرا ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على رسول الله وآله الأطهار على رسول الله وصحبه الأخيار صلوات محمد.
احسنت طیب الله. تشکر میکنیم از برادر عزیزمون آقای احمد مقامی. از جناب آقای دکتر دولتی تقاضا میکنیم تا سخنرانی امشبشون که با موضوع همین مناسبت این ایام ولادت آقای زمان هست انشاءالله سخنرانیشون رو انجام بدن. I would like to ask Dr. Dolati to start his speech. the subject of the speech is pretty much related to the main event and the occasion of these nights, which is the birthday of the 12th Imam, the awaited Imam, Imam Mahdi. Salawat wa Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
راحت میدانن اینا رزرو اصلا هر جا راحت باشه میتونم بشه.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. Please recite a salawat for the silence, full silence, so we continue our speech. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد لله رب العالمین. سبحانه وتعالى عما يصفون. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم وليمكنن لهم دينهم الذي ارتضى لهم وليبدلنهم من بعد خوفهم امنا يعبدونني لا يشركون بي شيئا ومن كفر بعد ذلك فأولئك هم الفاسقون. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وأمينك على وحيك. اللهم فارفعه بما كدح فيك إلى الدرجة العليا من جنتك. السلام عليك يا أبا صالح بقية الله عجل الله فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك. Salam, greeting to our brothers and sisters, to the audience who are here for probably more than one occasion. My speech tonight will be on this very memorable occasion of Nime Shaban, 15th of Shaban, which we celebrate the coming of Savior, the final Savior, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Tonight, I try to put everything I say only around one ayah and not more. Since the time is limited, I'm given about 20 minutes. So in these 20 minutes, I expect and I beg your attention, please. If you want to grab something to eat or drink, do it now. Because after that, we focus on this ayah and I tell you which ayah, which verse of the Holy Quran I'm talking about. So if you have a phone or you have a copy of Quran in front of you, read it and follow me word by word. I'm going to use every piece of that ayah in a way that probably you don't find it in books of tafsir or other meaning that you read under those, if you have a copy of Quran under those lines. The ayah is ayah number 55 of Surah Nur. Surah Nur, I think it is, yeah, Surah 24, chapter 24, verse 55. Okay, this is our mission tonight. Only one ayah. You learn only one ayah, but the whole story of Mahdiism, our belief, and other religions about Mahdi will be taken from and learned from this only verse of Quran. So say aloud salawat, and then we continue. Belief in a final savior is not only a Shia belief. All Muslims endorse to this belief. Ibn Khaldun, who is a historian and social scientist, well known in Islamic civilization centuries ago, in his book and the introduction he wrote to that book, which was more important than the book itself, he says so. Even though he doesn't believe in tradition and hadith the way we do, but he says, I can't deny it. This is a common belief in all eras, in all locations that Muslims have been. So it is not, belief in Mahdi is not something that only Shia believe. It is shared by all Muslims, and I'm going to give a little information about how other religions also have such belief. Let's go back to ayah that I recited. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم. This is the promise of a person who never violated that promise. The one and only one that fulfills all promises. So this is not, you cannot take it just as a fortune telling or something of that time. This is really happened, will really happen in your life or in future. Wa'ad Allah. This is promise of God. God promised. Who received that promise? Who is being addressed in these words? وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. This promises to those who believe, a general belief in God, because you are listening, you are reading His words, so you should believe. If you want to believe, you should believe in Him first, and believe in His prophet who revealed, these verses were revealed to him. وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. First, people who are listening to this promise, people who are given this promise, should be believers. Second, should do good. Amal salihat means those people who do good. Doing good is more than what we think. It is in all aspects of life, in your business, in your family life, in education, in politics, wherever you are. This word responds to a very important question. Probably some of you who have been following this story of Mahdiism have heard that there is a charge, or some, I can say, some people accuse others that they believe we should spread corruption, injustice in the world, so Mahdi will come sooner. This ayah rejects that idea, says this promise is given not to people who spread injustice or crime, but to people who do the opposite, who are already good behavior. So first and foremost, we reject the idea that people who believe in Mahdi and his coming, they are just waiting at the door and they do nothing. This is not true. And I assume you are here tonight to do something good for the center who invited you, which invited you, and hopefully they will succeed in this attempt. So this ayat of Quran says, people who are waiting for Mahdi alayhi salam should already be in that time, in that category of followers, should already behave, have started to behave like that. So they are not just waiting for something to happen and then start to be good on Monday and beyond. وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض. They will inherit the civilization on this planet, Earth, out. They will be Khalifa. Khalifa means successor, representative, whatever you can call. When it is about God, of course, we are not comparable. But they use the word. These are words made and used for human beings. But in Quranic context, it is also used when we talk about our relation to God. So we will be Khalifa and representatives of God on this planet. And it is plural. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ. There is not only one Khalif. This is the time that everybody becomes Khalif. Everybody will represent God. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. To do what? So they will inherit, they will be representing God on this planet. To do what? What would be different from yesterday when that time arrives? Quran, this very ayah will explain. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. This is the same thing we did to some groups of people in the past, before. Another major question is answered by these words. Because people ask, how long it takes after Imam Mahdi's arrival, how long it takes for people to taste the best form of governance, the justice system, and best type possible life for human being. Is it 1 day life? Is it 2 days? Is it a year? This is really a question. And if you read from tradition, from hadith, it is said, in some hadith says 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 19 years. We have to, Imam Baqir alayhi salam says 309. Like these are the years that Ashab al-Kahf were in the cave. You know the story of Ashab al-Kahf. So it ranges from a few years to a few centuries. This ayah give us the answer. I'm using this ayah to answer that question. It says, كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Like people before that, and people before us, people before this group, they enjoyed a long time, some of them. Generations of good life with their prophet. So probably at the time of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, we don't know, I don't know the detail, but I am using information I received from Quran, I learned from Hadith, based on these two valuable sources. That time will be extended time. It could be much extended. Maybe generations benefit from that. Inshallah, I hope we will be among those generations who see him and enjoy his time. Say salam. Then what happens during that time? People have a lot of speculations about what happens before, what happens after the coming of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. The ayah teaches us, وَلَيُمَكِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ دِينَهُمُ الَّذِي ارْتَضَىٰ لَهُمْ. During that time, the religion that God chose and approved and was satisfied with for people, that religion will be established, explained, and accepted by majority of people. Yumakkinanna means has power, but not the type of power that by force you put on something. This is something that, because of its truth, reflection of truth, because of that appeal, people accept this religion. Who remembers another ayah of Quran which has the same word, irtada? Irtada means of God's satisfaction. Anyone remembers? Go back to Surah Ma'idah, ayah number 3. Whoever wants to know what is this religion that God has chosen, the word is not about Islam. Please read it carefully. The ayah doesn't say Islam. It says that religion that I chose for you, I satisfied, I approved for you, that religion. Amazingly, you go back to Surah Ma'idah, that religion is explained over there. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. This is the same word, رضيت, in Surah Ma'idah, ayah number 3. Same word, Surah Nur, ayah number 55. So the religion, the kind of religion that God had chosen for us should not necessarily carry the label Islam. It is Islam, but it is the type of Islam that maybe in your time has changed its face. Someone should come and clean it up. Clean it up from superstitions, clean it up from additions that people make to it. Lots of cultural stuff already immersed, put in our religion. They all will be separated. They are good. Food is good, clothing is good, but they are culture. The appearance is culture. That true part, the core of religion, will be revealed by Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, and that is appealing. This is the religion that Prophet Muhammad, in the final year of his life, coming back from Hajjatul Wada, said, Al-Yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I finished, I completed my mission. And you remember, this ayah was revealed near Ghadir Khum, the location, Ghadir Khum, on a day that you have heard the story, and I don't want to give more elaboration on this. Of course, it is the religion that Prophet Salawatullah alayhi started and passed the mission to Imam Ali alayhi salam, and so on until Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Say salawat. I should observe my time. I think 5 minutes left. So I want to use the last piece of this ayah to learn something, for all of us to learn something about it. So far we have only explained one ayah. The last piece of this ayah, let's see what we learn from this. So what should I do now? This is all promise about future. Maybe I don't see that future, so what is my role? What is my role? Read the rest of it. Same ayah, I'm not changing that ayah. This is the day, that is the time, the era, that your fear turns to peace. Please focus on this. Some people say our job before Imam Mahdi and about Imam Mahdi is waiting for the Savior, awaiting him, right? Intizar. This is the word intizar. Mahdi al-Muntadar, the one who is waited for. How do we do intizar? Should we have dinner and they say this is intizar? We do pray and say this is intizar? Or say nasheed or song for Imam Mahdi and say this? What is the intizar that we are expected to have? Learn from this ayah. A person who cannot wait for Mahdi, if she or he believes today she is living in a perfect world. If someone asks me, how is your life nowadays in this country, in this time? Yeah, I'm good. My internet is working. I have a big mansion or house. Just my son married, my daughter as a child. Life is good. You are not Muntadar. You are not waiting for Imam Mahdi. You should have fear. Fear. Not fear of dark. Fear of injustice in this world. You should know about this world. See the dark side of this world. People who have their face all in the media and entertainment, they only see the bright side, everything, this fancy places, and they cannot be waiting for Imam Mahdi. Because they feel accomplished. The ayah says this promises to people, and people who really believe in Mahdi and waiting for him, they should feel now they are incomplete. Our life right now, I'm worried about something. Not about someone who traveled and waiting for. No, I'm worried the world is full of injustice. Let me just give you one or two numbers to believe that. The time is short. Just see how much money in every country you live, doesn't matter, is spent on weapons and defense. Every country almost spends close to 30%, 20% of its budget to make things, to destroy things. You know, the world is full of things that is made for destruction. How you feel safe in such a place? Yeah, of course, I'm not close to someone in India, in Delhi or in Bombay, working for $6 a day, because I saw myself, I was there 2-3 years ago. I felt so bad, and those people are some of them live in ignorance, and they pay almost a portion of it, 10%, 20% of $6 to worship a cow or some whatever religion they have. I'm not condemning their religion. I'm condemning this, something that you should be worried about. Yet people who are there, probably they're waiting for Imam Mahdi much better than people who are waiting here. If you are here tonight, I heard that this occasion is also for fundraising or for an organization, institutions to grow. Your participation could be part of it, because I'm worried about the future of my children. I'm worried about the future of myself. I want to contribute. Be worried. I am not advertising depression or anxiety of a psychological disorder. I'm saying being worried about values that are being ignored, turned around sometimes, Fortunately, alhamdulillah, 1,000 alhamdulillah, we have a very good life in this country, in this world, compared to people who are other places, compared even to our parents and grandparents in the past. But you should be worried about future of nature. We are destroying nature, which is supposed to. Quran clearly said, we put you on this planet to make it a better place. This is our job. Read, if you know, there are several ayahs of Quran about istimar al-arz. Make this earth a better place. See what you've done so far. I'm not taking you everywhere. This is not the night to talk about every source of worriness and fear. But my point is, a muntadhir, a person who is waiting for Imam Mahdi, takes action, and that action is driven by motivation, and that motivation part is fear. The ayah says, فَيُبَدِّلَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ خَوْفِهِمْ أَمْنًا inshallah. This was the conclusion of my speech. Let me do the prayer of Dua Iftitah. Ramadan is closed, and part of Dua Iftitah, which is the address Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على ولي أمرك القائم اللهم أعزه وأعزز به وانصره وانتصر به وانصره نصرا عزيزا وافتح له فتحا يسيرا واجعل له من لدنك سلطانا مسيرا اللهم أظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك. Here you pray, God, the religion that Prophet brought to us is hidden. Help Imam Mahdi bring it to the stage. Bring that religion to the stage. Think about it. You are praying for that. أظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك حتى لا يستخفي بشيء من الحق مخافة أحد من الخلق. اللهم إنا نرغب إليك في دولة كريمة تعز بها الإسلام وأهله وتذل بها النفاق وأهله وتجعلنا فيها من الدعاة إلى طاعتك والقادة إلى سبيلك وترزقنا بها الكرامة الدنيا والآخرة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم انا نشكو اليك فقد نبينا وغيبة ولينا وقلة عددنا وكثرة عدونا وشدة الفتن بنا. فرازی از دعای افتتاح، همون دعایی که برادر عزیزمون آقای دکتر دولتی سخنرانیشون رو باهاش تموم کردن، انشالله که واقعا همونطور که ایشون فرمودن از منتظران واقعی امام مهدی باشیم و واقعا خلأ و نبود وجود مبارک ایشون رو در زندگی خودمون احساس بکنیم. We should all pray that we will be amongst the true awaiters of the Imam Mahdi, inshallah, and await for his coming. تشکر مجدد از آقای دکتر دولتی. من فقط قبل از اینکه قسمت بعدی برنامه رو انجام بدیم خواستم فقط اعلام بکنم که سایلنت آکشنی که مربوط به اون میز اول اون سمت اون جایی که قاب ها هست و عکس ها هستش به ما گفتن که تا ساعت 6:50 دوستان فرصت دارن که اگر بید دارند اونجا توی اون برگه اسمشون و شماره تماسشون رو بنویسن و بیدشون رو بذارن تا در اولین announcement اعلام بشه. One quick announcement before we move on to the next item of the event. The first table where the frames and the photos and the pictures are, we have until 6:50 for everyone to place their bids. There is a paper on the table. Please note down your bids. Also note down your names and your number, so that we can inshallah announce it during our first announcement. And you all have the timetable, the card on the table, and inshallah you can keep track of the upcoming events. چند خط دوستان عرض کردن که در رابطه با این ایام قرائت بشه و وقت شما رو میگیرم و انشالله بعدش در خدمت بقیه دوستان هستیم. اللهم صل على محمد و آل محمد و عجل فرجهم. استغفر الله الذي لا اله الا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليك. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر واجعلنا من خير أعوانه وأنصاره والمستشهدين بين يديك. ماه زمزم قبله کعبه کجا دورت بگردم؟ در حرم یا مروه یا کوه صفا دورت بگردم؟ سر به قربانگه برم تا جان کنم قربانی تو. روزی در مشعر کنم یا در منا دورت بگردم؟ روی در مشعر کنم یا در منا دورت بگردم؟ در کنار هجر زیر ناودان گریم ز هجرت، یا که آیم در مقام و با دعا دورت بگردم؟ از حجر گیرم سراغت یا که از رکن یمانی، یا کنار زادگاه مرتضی دورت بگردم؟ لب بشویم از گلاب و سوره اقرأ بخوانم، در جوار مکه یا غار حرا دورت بگردم؟ سینه دار الزهد و قلبم را کنم دارالولایه، در حریم قدس مولایم رضا دورت بگردم. سلام. آسمان امشب جمال حق تعالی را ببین، نیمه ماه محمد، نیمه ماه محمد ماه زهرا را ببین، بر فراز دست مولانا امام عسکری ماه نرگس آفتاب عالم آرا را ببین. پای تا سر سر به سر آینه شو آینه شو چون شدی آینه آن رخسار زیبا را ببین چون شدی آینه آن رخسار زیبا را ببین روح شو بر بام شهر سامره پرواز کن چشم شو خورشید غائب از نظرها را ببین بر فراز مهد مهدی پرواز کن لحظه لحظه شمع جمع آل طاها را ببین همچون نرگس با گل لبخند از هم باز شو همچون نرگس با گل لبخند از هم باز شو در ریاض نور حسن حق تعالی را ببین ای چراغ ماه از خورشید زیباتر شدی غرق در انوار حسن حق ز پا تا سر شدی ای بهشت سامره امشب جهان آرا شدی با گل لبخند ماه نرگس از هم وا شدی با طلوع صبح از مشرق برآید آفتاب آفتاب فاطمه وقت سحر پیدا شدی گاه در دامان نرگس گاه در دست حسن نور خود را بذل کردی ماه محفل ها شدی در محافل حاضری در دیده پیدا نیستی از نظرها غایبی و انجمن آرا شدی ای وجود از مقدمت آباد یا مهدی بیا عید میلادت مبارک باد یا مهدی بیا سلام قسمت بعدی برنامه ویدیو پرزنتیشن هست از سیستر طاهره از ایشون دعوت میکنیم تشریف بیارن. The next item of the program is a video presentation, an English poem by Sister Tahira. صلوات الله محمد.
صلوات محمدی.
In the name of light, O Lord of a brilliant, glorious light, who transcend any semblance and perceive all essence, whose throne extends over all existence, who can but all at your awesome light. A light upon a guiding light, an age exude and project that light. A lamp within shines by that light, a glass whose light shines as a star. That star illumines and attains its light. From the oil of a blessed tree, a tree all mankind can see, a tree whose oil emits that light. All heaven and earth shine by his sight. That light descends upon our plane, from the absolute sacred to the low profane. Declare his word, saints, and spirit. So it was written in the Psalms of David. As the chariot hurries above, ablaze, it demands from us our sincerest gaze. 1,000 testaments to that holy sight. This light reveals what was and will be. Read ye in the name of magnanimous He who bestowed us with his glorious saints, so that you may see, be certain, believe, recite, and seize your ignorant whims. Recite, you recite, but the luminant light. That light centers the world that is. Indeed, what we see and what we cannot see. That star that centers what can exist, around which all contingent dances. That sun that shines upon our lowly earth, behind the clouds, his rays shines forth. Without whose being we would not be, without whose light we do not see. O Lord of a glorious, magnificent light, illumine creation by your glorious light, a light promised, awaited from dawn, a brilliance whose brightness shines beyond, a world darkened by the damned devils, who destroyed the oppressed, the weak, the feeble, who grasped at our being with the spectacular feet. They vacant our soul with the sparkling deceit. Enliven us with the privilege to seek thy honor. Give us the strength, the force, and power to serve, devote, to thrive, to live. With that light that only you can give, enlighten our eyes. Give us his side, O Lord of a brilliant, glorious light. Enliven us with the privilege to seek thy honor. Give us the strength, the force, and power to serve, devote, to thrive, to live. With that light that only you can give, enlighten our eyes, give us his sight, O Lord of a brilliant, glorious light. Thank you.
دوست عزیزمون این سلاید ها رو برای اناونسمنت و اعلام اسپانسر ها آماده میکنن. فقط خواستم اعلام بکنم که ما انشاءالله بعد از اینکه این در واقع اناونسمنت انجام شد، بعد از اون برنامه یه نمایش هست توسط تعدادی از نوجوانان و بعدش هم پذیرایی شام. چون با توجه به اینکه داریم نزدیک میشیم به اون ساعت پایان گذاشتن برای اون آکشن سایلنت آکشن میز اول، تقاضا دارم که اگر تا الان نرفتید و اونجا رو در واقع ندیدید، این کار رو حتما در اسرع وقت انجام بدید، حداقل توی چند دقیقه‌ای که تا میخواد این سلاید ها آماده بشه. In the few minutes that we have until the announcement regarding the sponsors of the program, we would like to ask whoever who has not yet visited the table, the first table, for placing their bids. Since we're approaching the deadline, I request you do that as soon as possible. And inshallah, after that, we'll have a short play by the youth, and eventually the dinner. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala.
Salam everybody. Wow. Thank you. Great salam back. Thank you very much. I'm going to make a couple of announcements to you. Some of it, most of it in English. First, I want everybody to really, on our behalf, thank our 5 sponsors who have made tonight possible. Tonight, we have spent of the order of around, given all the expenses, around $50 per person for this event. But as you know, the tickets have only been $26. A part of that is because of contributions of some community members, and also because of these 5 sponsors که از این 5 نفر و از این 5 بیزنس میخوایم تشکر کنیم. The 5 businesses that, and we have a gold sponsor, a silver sponsor, a bronze, and a bronze. آقای بن ایزدیار و ابی درویش، آقای ابراهیم خودمون، براشون دست بزنیم. آقای علی نیکزاد، کجا هستین آقای علی؟ آقای علی نیکزاد، اسپانسر امشب هستن. Mr. Puyan Nouri, his business is a construction business. He's been very supportive. I don't think he's here tonight, right? No, he's not here. آقای فرزاد غلامرضایی، کجا فرزاد؟ فرزاد. و آقای مهران میرجعفری, who's in the insurance business, and he's been also a supporter. So let's give all of them a loud round. So for the 2 gold and the silver sponsors, we have an extra special presentation that we're making. So this is the business of Mr. Ben Izadiyar. Ibrahim Jan has recently joined his business, so it's all great. And I have personally actually worked with Mr. Izadyar before. I have, to my experience, found him to be a very, very honest individual. So my personal experience has been very good. So you may want to look that up. And at the back, they have a whole table that you will see. They have information on the Abi's mortgage. How do you pronounce that? Abi's mortgage? Oh, Agha Ibrahim, he's sitting at the back. So if you have any questions, they're gonna do that. Next slide. خب آقا نیکزاد دوست داشتنی. Some of you might know Mr. Niksad. I consider him one of the most honest people that I have personally met, most honest businessman that I know. He's amazing, just an amazing human being, and I'm personally honored to know him as a human being. So he's been a realtor for 17 years, and he can provide you with resources on real estate needs. He's knowledgeable on negotiating offers with sellers, and he just wants satisfaction, customer satisfaction. And 80% of his customers are satisfied repeat customers who refer us through word of mouth. So again, we thank Aghay Niksad. Thank you very much. Okay. Who's excited tonight? Man. Yes, I like that. Yes. Who else? Who else? کی امشب هیجان داره؟ Yes. شیوا خانم هیجان داره. به جز شیوا خانم کی هیجان داره؟ Huh? Okay, good. So this part we're gonna do something different. I'll give you guys a secret away. We had a play planned for a stage, and then we showed up, and then this is the stage. So we're like, uh-oh. But we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna do the play here in front of you. The youth have been planning for this. It's a really thoughtful play, written and directed by our own people. So we're very excited to be having this. So just give us 2 more minutes and we're gonna inshallah get started. It's about 10-15 minute play. After that, it's going to be the most exciting part of tonight, and that is eating dinner, okay? We're gonna have that. No, there's actually a lot more exciting stuff coming up. We've been planning this for weeks and actually for a couple of months. So we're very excited. خیلی خوشحال هستیم جاستین. We're gonna do the play right now. The name of the play, by the way, is called The Mysterious Tree. درخت سرآمیز. And we were surprised by it ourselves. We were working on the play. We were going back and forth trying to develop a plot for it, and then the tree hit us. So we were surprised by it too. We hope you liked the idea behind the tree also. You're going to be getting some leaves also, everybody on their table. برگ‌های درخت خواهیم گرفت انشالله، از پشت دارم پخش میکنن و ممنونیم از توجهتون به پلی و تشویقی که انشالله جوان‌ها رو خواهیم کرد. Here we go.
What's going on here? What did you do, ma'am? You?
Drawing.
What are you guys doing?
Uno. Doing what? Uno.
Wow. And what you doing down here?
And what are you doing?
Playing the flute.
Guys, I thought we were supposed to be organized. You're all over the place. This doesn't look good to me.
Oh, not again.
Come on, guys. This is not acceptable to me. Put your stuff away.
Here we go again.
Guys, I'm dead serious. This is a mosque. You better be organized. Or do things right. I want to teach you now. So let's make a class. Come on. Okay, let's do it differently. If you guys put your stuff away and get organized like in a class, I'll take you all out to Dunkin' Donuts.
It's okay, Mr. Mohammed. We've had a lot of snacks this week, and a lot of it from you.
Oh, I forgot. Then watch a movie afterwards.
I don't know about that. We don't feel like watching a movie.
Okay, guys, enough is enough. I'm getting very frustrated here. Give me your stuff. That's it. I've had enough of this. All right, then I'll do it myself. Come on, take your book away. Come on, come on. I don't have time. Come on. No, no. Please. It's time to get. Ali, please. No time for this. Ma'am, give me a. Ma'am, please. Guys, I've had it with you guys. I'm leaving. This is not what I accepted. You've let me really, really down.
Whoa, what is going on here? This is really sheer to sheer. Come on. Calm down, all right? So what's going on here? Can somebody tell me? Can we have a chat, please?
This guy is supposed to be organized. I mean, I was hoping for more organization, more similarity, more structure. How can we get anything done if you're not united, like in a group or in a class?
Guys, could you explain to me what's on your mind? What's going on? Why? I don't understand this. Why does Mr. Muhammad want us all to be similar? To do things the same way?
Well, isn't it obvious? What kind of question is that? Anyone knows that cohesion and unity are surely good, aren't they?
No one is saying that unity is bad, but what about diversity?
What do you mean?
Isn't there a verse in the Quran that says diversity is a fact of nature? That God has created this whole universe with diversity? And I think that's what makes nature so beautiful.
Yes, there is such a verse, but that doesn't mean you guys can be all over the place.
Actually, I know there are also verses in the Quran appreciating the diversity of humans. If all of us were the same, how would we recognize each other?
But,
We have different genders, colors, languages, races, and viewpoints. And as far as I know, God never wanted to force us to all be similar, to think exactly the same way and have the same interests.
but, what about our unity? What about our community? If what you're saying is true, then we should all go home and do our things at home. Why should we come to the mosque?
Guys, you all raised great points here. We all look different. We differently do things. We have different interests, different abilities.
That's our point. Mr. Muhammad should let us be ourselves.
But frankly, Mr. Muhammad's viewpoint is quite fair. We need to be united to get things done. No one ever doubts that unity is important, right?
Thank you, Mr. Navi. Thank you for understanding me. It's so hard to be among people who do not understand you. I feel like I'm being wasted here.
But actually, Mr. Muhammad, we can have unity in diversity. Nothing wrong with that.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like a human body. Like a human body. All body parts they're in harmony. They have different roles, but they work as a whole, So they work together and they are guided by great human intellect.
Good example. That makes sense.
So let me say this. Why are we here tonight, guys?
To celebrate the birthday of Imam Mahdi.
Exactly. So we might look diverse, but there is a unity among us. It's to celebrate Imam Mahdi's birthday. We should all be connected tonight. That's the whole point of it. Community, love, obedience to Imam. They're different than.
I think I know where you're going with this. We all have different talents. Each of us can do certain things really well. Like being athletic, fixing things, studying, making poems, arts, counseling others, technical stuff, taking care of others, and many other things. And we can put these to good use together.
Exactly. Imagine what would happen if we all use our talents to serve Imam Mahdi and his community.
Yes, but how can we serve Imam Mahdi?
The love of Imam Mahdi, well, it's the strongest motivation for serving not only ourselves, not only this community, but other human beings in need. The love of him can do many things money cannot buy, money cannot do.
Yeah, but what are you getting at?
Well, if we love Imam, then we follow him, we be better people, right? So he can lead us to reach our full potential.
True. This will allow our talents to develop and be used in the best ways.
Exactly. So, and in fact, each of us can represent Imam in our own way.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Imam Mahdi has many great qualities, amazing attributes. Each of us, well, to our potential, we can understand at least some part of him. But each of us can still capture and reflect, just like a mirror, some of his beautiful attributes to our, as long as our potentials allow.
Yes, I see that. What we need to do is to follow his light to develop our talent. We can then act like a mirror and reflect some of the light to others.
Exactly. So, could you guys tell me what are some ways we can get close to him?
Well, we should really gain more and more knowledge. For example, by reading the Quran, and by learning about the ways our Prophet and Imam lived.
Anything else?
I think we should really open up our hearts to the Imam. Think of him every day, pray for him, and ask him to pray for us and to lead us. We should make a spiritual connection with him.
Exactly. So Imam Mahdi is like an ocean, and we just drink from this ocean as much as we can, as much as we have the potential. Our talents will grow, our strength will grow. We connect to him that way. We reflect his light, just like a mirror, in our own unique way.
Guys, I think this all makes great sense. I'm reminded of this tree in the Quran.
Which one is that, Muhammad, by the way?
The Quran talks about a pure tree that has a firm root and a trunk that is in heaven. Imam Sadiq then explains that its root is the Prophet, its trunk is Imam Ali, its branches are the Imams, and its leaves are the following believers.
Wow, I love that picture.
It's very beautiful. Then the Imam continues, when a believer is born, a leaf grows in that tree, and when a believer dies, the leaf falls.
It's like each leaf has its own place. Each of us can have our own beautiful place on this tree. Come to think of it, a tree is so beautiful with leaves of different colors. And each leaf is unique in its own way and has its own place.
There is also unity into that tree. It's all connected through the branches and its trunk and its core.
And at the same time, there's a diversity to it.
Oh, I have a great idea.
What is it?
Tonight, let's all connect ourselves to the tree.
How would we do that?
Well, there's a paper leaf for each person tonight. Let's write our names on it, or even if we wish, write a message to Imam Mahdi. Then right after this play, let's all go to that tree over there and put our name on that tree.
Guys, which tree?
That tree!
Ah.
Wow, that is great. I love it. Let's all pray tonight that we all grow under the guidance of our Imam Mahdi, and we be connected to this beautiful tree whose core is our Prophet Muhammad.
Can you say that in Farsi too?
بیاین همه اسممون رو روی یک برگ بنویسیم و خودمون رو به این درخت زیبا وصل کنیم. میتونیم حتی یک پیغام به امام مهدی بنویسیم.
Let us never forget, Imam Mahdi can guide us to reach our unique potentials and to be connected to this beautiful tree. Thank you and have a great night.
I would like to thank the youth on behalf of probably all of you who are sitting here. It was definitely a surprise, at least for me, the last 1 minute of it, mainly. So as they said, go ahead, write your names on the leaves, and if you have any messages you would like to write to the Imam, you can do that, write it on the leaf, and you can bring it up and give it to them. They can put it up on the tree for you. تشکر میکنیم از جوانانی که این برنامه رو تدارک دیدن. خب نمایش بالاخره زحمت داره، خیلی هماهنگی زیاد داره، ولی این ابتکار دقایق آخرشون شاید از همه جالبتر. به هر حال اگر تا الان این کار رو نکردید لطفاً روی این برگایی که در واقع پخش شد و توضیح شد اسمتون رو بنویسید. اگر پیامی به امام زمان دارید دوست دارید اون رو بنویسید، همین کار رو انجام بدید و بعد میتونید بیارید اینجا بهشون تحویل بدید تا روی درختی که گفته شد نصب کنن. سلامت باشید.
دشت اول سلامتی خودت.
خب فارسی then quickly in English. اگر عزیزان این قسمتش رو شاید به خاطر صدا چیز نبود، در واقع یه اشاره بود به اینکه یک جمله خیلی زیبایی هست که می‌فرمایند که ریشه این درخت خود پیغمبرند، تنه این درخت حضرت امیر هستند و شاخه ها این درخت ائمه و برگ‌هاش مؤمنین پیروشون هستند. حالا به عنوان سمبولیسم شما میتونید دوست داشته باشین اسمتون رو اگه دوست داشته باشین روی این کاغذ برگ‌ها بنویسین، اینجا بیارین، جوونا ازتون میگیرن، خودشون وصل میکنن و بعدش هم تشریف ببرید و شام میل بکنید. Brothers and sisters, you could write your names on the leaves representing that you want to connect yourself to the tree of the Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt, and then please go ahead and enjoy your dinner, and then we'll see you in about 40 minutes back with our programs. The bidding ends for the tableaus, the pictures, at 6:50. So please visit yourselves and have a great dinner.
نمیخوای بزنی بازو بریم. Yeah.
You can do it.
Look, you're always using something on the microphone. I was sick too. I was sick too, so like. He has no comment. Did she get upset or something? Also, like, the truth could be always hard to I mean, that was great, man. This is actually you shine, man.
Did you say something?
شده مثل
Oh, they're all in line. Did you go there?
اینو یه دقیقه روشن می‌کنی لطفاً.
چیه همه غیره اینا کانکشن ها قطع نشده؟
این لحظات خیلی خوب و حساس شام خوردن خیلی مزاحمتون نمیشم، ولی فقط گفتن که یک اعلام بکنیم که اون ته در خروجی جایی که دیوارها هست اونجا یخ هست. برای کسایی که دنبال یخ میگردن اونجا یه سطحی هست که یخ. ضمن اینکه 3 تا پرزنتیشن هست که تو در واقع که شما شام میل میکنید 3 تا در واقع پیکچر پرزنتیشن هست که پخش میشه و میتونید موقع صرف شام ببینید. Two quick announcements. I won't take much of your time. One is that for those who are looking for ice, there is ice in a bucket by the exit door where the glasses are. And the second one is that while you're having your dinner, there's going to be 3 picture presentations that you can watch while having your dinner. Thank you.
Surely we roam ourselves, oh well we say unto them. He was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad, mercy upon teacher of all mankind, ever closer to Habibi ya Muhammad, Ashafii ya Muhammad, خير خلق الله محمد يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين Others slept, while others ate, he paused. While they looked up, he wept until he breathed his last. His only wish was for us to be among the ones who prosper. Ya Mu'allim, peace be upon you, teacher. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad,
Tired of the high pressure sales spin?
want to eat this? You cannot eat it yourself? Okay. Oh, you want to sit with it next to her? What about I find for you mother? Mother is good enough? Let's sit
Okay. Thank you. As you enjoy your meal, we're going to be showing you 3 picture slideshows that 3 of our youth have made. That would be Arvane, who's right here, and I surprised her.